I almost ruined my fitness business a few years ago, and I'm going to tell you exactly why so that you can avoid this mistake and what I did to fix it. So I started my fitness business a long time ago. I started working with clients. First two clients were like £40 a month, right? Started from the bottom. I had no company to sort of fall back on. I had no other coaching company that were like giving me clients. It was just me, myself, and I, right? So initially I joined OFB, which was Online Fitness Business, by a guy called Suk Sadhu, who's an absolute fucking hero of a man. And I basically struggled for about 2 years with two clients, right? Roughly around two clients. Some folk came on, some folk left. And excuse me, I'm fucking shattered as well, by the way, right? Because it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm driving to the gym just to get a workout in because I've got a super busy day ahead of me. So I did that, joined OFB, got to £3,000 a month. I was like one of their client success studies. This was, I think it was 2020, it was probably during lockdown. And I got to about £3,000 a month, left my full-time job, went full-time into online coaching. And I think within the next year and a half maybe, I hit £8,000. Not a month, I just hit an £8,000 month, right? And that was recurring revenue, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have all the things and the knowledge and the skills that I have now. So I hit £8,000 a month. I got a new mentor around that point as well. I think this was maybe January of 2022. This was January of 2022. So I got a new mentor roughly around that time. I can't remember exactly right. This isn't completely accurate with the times of mentors. But anyway, I hit £8,000 a month, started working with this new mentor, and I feel like this is something that a lot of coaches do, and we just kind of changed everything that I was doing. And at no point until I got my next mentor did I realise how badly I'd kind of fucked this up, right? So I started working with this new guy, and I mean, I feel like now with the experience that I've got in this industry, I understand why he was getting me to do some stuff, right? And I just feel like I maybe wasn't at that stage, or maybe I made the mistake, taking full responsibility as I always do for everything, right? Maybe at that stage I let the other stuff slip because I thought this new stuff was more important, right? It was all important at the time. So I got to about £8,000 a month. That was January. And I think every single month after that, for the next 7 or 8 months, my recurring revenue dropped each month, right? Roughly around that. It may not have been exactly every month, but there was a noticeable drop in revenue from that January across the rest of the year, right? And then it got to like September, October time, and I was about £4,000 a month, maybe £4,500 a month. I had a few clients drop off throughout the year, not really getting as many sign-ups as I used to get. And this one month, this was when like the cost of living crisis came in. So I mean, that did impact things as well, but now looking at things, it shouldn't have impacted anything. I should have still been having a lot more people coming in, as I did start to get the following month. So I had probably just around half of my clients leaving in like the space of a couple of months, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? So I had a couple of consultation calls with a couple of different mentors, and there was one guy who's a really good guy, great mentor, and me and him just clicked immediately. And I've just realised I've missed my fucking turning. And we spoke on the phone, initial sort of consultation, and he was like, right, so you'd managed to get to £8,000 a month. This was once we'd kind of signed up, right? So I'd started working with him, and he's like, look, you've managed to get to £8,000 a month. Tell me all the stuff that you did to initially get to £8,000 a month. So I labelled all the things that I did to get to that, right? And I thought back to like the previous year, and I was like, right, what was I actually doing? What did my day-to-day look like? And all of those things, from being distracted with this other mentor, right, I had then started doing basically all the wrong things, and all the things that were actually getting me clients beforehand, I'd basically just stopped doing them, right? And that was the one thing that he'd said to me, was like, I don't want you to do anything else apart from all this stuff again, right? Like if you can get to £8,000 a month by doing these things, just start doing them again. And that was what I did. And every single month, so that was October 2022, it is now August of 2026. Every single month since then in my fitness business, bear in mind I've now got a team of 6 coaches, we'll do over £500,000 in the next 6 months. Every single month in my fitness business has been has been a record month. This is why I'm doing it. This is because I'm doing a video and not following my sat nav, because I've joined a new gym and I actually don't know what the exit is. It must be the one before. But hey, you'll get to listen to me anyway. So I basically stopped doing all these things, right? And I was doing email automation. I was spending my weekends and spending my free time outside of check-ins setting up these fancy email automations, which again now I do see the importance of, right? Like you should have these things, and these things to an extent have probably helped me since then, chop chop, to continue growing my business and again help me build a decent email list, which is all important. But me, again, taking full responsibility, I shouldn't have taken my foot off the gas at that stage, at any stage, with the basics, right? Like I'd stopped putting call to actions out, I'd stopped engaging with my audience as much on social media, I'd stopped speaking to people. This isn't sending cold DMs to people, but I'd stopped speaking to my audience, I stopped speaking to the people that were following me. Before that, if I got a new follower, I would follow them back, I would speak to them, I would try and build a relationship with that person, I would put out regular calls to action, I would share social proof over and over and over again. Even to this day, I try and share one piece of social proof every single day in my online coaching business, and I had basically just stopped doing all of that. And I think that's where most coaches go wrong. I think we get distracted, and that I probably did get distracted by the shiny objects, because at that point I thought, right, this email list, these people that are coming through to the email list, the ebook, I'm just going to set all this stuff up and it'll kind of just bring clients in for me. Obviously it didn't, right? So I still had to stay on top of all of the basics, and I think this is where a lot of coaches do go wrong. How wrong did I get this? This still isn't even my exit. I've missed this by like 3 exits. And I think this is where a lot of coaches go wrong, because we just get distracted by the shiny objects and we stop doing the basics, the stuff that matters. And this doesn't matter if you run paid ads, if you do cold DMs, or if, like me, you just focus on recurring revenue, organic content, and no cold DMs. The basics still need to get done, and that was the one thing I massively took my foot off the gas with it. I still understand why the mentor I was working with at the time was getting me to do these things, but there was no structure in place, there was nothing there to make sure that I stayed on top of the basics. And that's again something that I do with my mentoring clients now as well, is make sure that they stay on top of the basics. All the basics are getting done, and then see all this other shit, building email lists, lead magnets, long form content, whatever it might be, these things then get done as well, right? So it's just doing more stuff. It's doing the basics and then doing the additional stuff that's going to help drive the business forward. On top of that, it's not one or the other, because everything's important. So yeah, that was my story about nearly ruining my fitness business. I will be sharing more of these lessons over the next few weeks, because I think they're super important, and I don't think enough mentors share them. But now for myself, right, like if you're in that position where you're kind of constantly in almost like survival mode with your business, I would say that was where I was at for a long period of time. And then when I started working with my kind of final fitness business mentor, that was just kind of when everything clicked, because it was like, right, just fucking do my stuff, be me on social media, do all the basic shit that I'd kind of learned from this group anyway. And I just stayed on top of that, and every single month since then, it's been a record month. Again, for the coaches, not the coaches that I mentor, but for the coaches that I bring into my online coaching business, it's the same basic stuff that we get everyone to focus on, because it's the stuff that I've used to grow my fitness business. So, lesson from this one is don't get distracted by shiny objects. Set yourself some daily, non-negotiable tasks. And again, fitness always just links, or coaching and running a business always just links back to like fitness. If you've got fat loss clients and they're like getting distracted by which types of bread to fucking eat, or they're getting distracted by, right, is the cross trainer or the Stairmaster the better choice for burning calories? And you're like, look mate, just fucking hit your steps and track your calories. It's the same stuff in your fitness business, right? It's focusing on these basic daily non-negotiable tasks and not going to bed until these things are done. Like even to this day, see if I've got tasks that haven't been boxed off, I don't fucking go to my bed. It's 6:04 in the morning, I've been up for an hour already. I've literally got 10 hours of work to get done. I've got Tuesday check-ins to get done up until lunchtime, and then I've got calls all afternoon until 5 o'clock. And I'm up doing, and again, I don't need to be doing this, right? See, even now to this day, I could basically work with 10, 15, 20 PT clients and kind of just chill out, right? Because I've built the business around this now. And I'm still up and I'm doing it. And the weird thing to me is that I still put in a lot more work for both of my businesses than most coaches put into their main PT business when they're trying to get it off the ground. And I was like, see, when I started working with that last mentor, and if he said anything to me, it was done. Like, I would not go to sleep until those things were done if it was right. These are the tasks that we need to do this week. Box these tasks off and make sure they're done. Every single day they were done. And just like when I was in OFB and they shared the client success story of myself, that was a couple of years ago we stopped working together, but at that point I was his biggest client success story. And I think the only thing that genuinely separates me from other coaches is that I will not switch off, I will not go to bed, I will not go for a night out, I will not do any of these things until the task at hand is done. And that's the basic task at hand, is getting good at doing the boring shit that again is going to have the most bang for your buck essentially. But it is boring, it's repetitive, and it's just getting really, really good at doing that and not expecting anything from it straight off the bat. But when you've been consistent with that for a couple of months, you will see some consistent leads getting booked in for calls, and you will get consistent sign-ups in your online business. So hopefully you have found this video useful. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've not done. I'll put all the links below. I've also got my free ebook, which is a lead magnet in full transparency. You can download it. It's every single thing that I did to grow my fitness business to over £100,000 per year. And again, it will add you to my email list, but I'll send you valuable stuff that you can actually use and implement in your business for free, just like this YouTube video. And I'll catch you in the next one.